Hello dancers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendall and we have a little bit more of like an impromptu chat for today's video, and we are joined by my puppy dog named Macy. Whoops, she does not want to be held right now, but she is a mini cockapoo and she is going to be roaming around in the background, so you'll get a real life look of what real insight, real behind the scenes of what my life is looking like day to day right now. But I wanted to come on and tell you about how to get started in the gym as a dancer, because I know it can be really intimidating when you first walk into the gym and you don't really know where to start or what to do or what machines to use, how the machines even work. There's all these people in there that seem to know what they're doing, and so I hope that this video is helpful for you, because I'm going to give you 5 tips for going to the gym for the first time and just getting started. That is the hardest part. For dancers especially, it can feel confusing because you already spend so many hours in the studio working on technique and maybe some strength, flexibility. So how does the gym even fit into your life, and what should you actually be doing? Well, the truth is that strength training is actually one of the best ways to support your dancing. And if you've watched any of my previous videos on the channel, you've seen that even if I'm giving you a technique demo, I'm still telling you what muscles to use. Here's an exercise we're going to try to feel those right muscles when we do our leg extension to the front, for instance. So they really go hand in hand and are going to help you so much in the long run, not just with your technique, but with transitions, with deeper plies, with your stamina on stage, etc. So today I'm going to walk you through 5 practical tips that will make your first gym experience way less overwhelming. And these tips are really easy to follow no matter your age or experience level, and they'll really help set you up for long-term success. So let's get right into it. Okay, tip number 1 is to start simple. So when you're new, the temptation is to try everything at once. Do maybe the treadmill, look at the barbells, look at the cables, look at all the machines. But the best place to start is honestly just simple movements. So think about exercises like squats, lunges, planks, push-ups, rows, things that are just like the full body movements and full movement patterns, like the basic 7 or 8 movement patterns. That's what I want you to focus on right at the beginning, because it mimics the way we already move in dance by bending, extending, balancing, pulling, pushing, and they strengthen those muscles that you need for control and explosiveness. It also works multiple muscles at the same time, so you're able to really be effective and efficient with your workout. So here's a super easy formula that you can use to get started. Choose maybe 3 to 4 exercises. Figure out what intensity you want to work at. If that is like super high intensity workout, then you'll choose heavier weight. Maybe you do 6 to 8 reps on each side. If you want to do less intensity, you use lighter weight and you do maybe like 12 to 15 reps. You do that a few sets, like 2 to 4 sets, and then that's it, you're done. That's a really simple way to start, but what's most important is that consistency is what builds those results, and not variety and trying a bunch of different things. Tip number 2, learn the form first. So one of the biggest mistakes that dancers make when they first start in the gym is focusing on how much weight they're lifting and trying these crazy fancy exercises that look like dance, instead of focusing on how efficient their body's moving and whether or not they're feeling the right muscles for the exercise. So as dancers, we already have such a strong foundation with your alignment, and it's not just about control and placement, it's about the movement itself, and that also applies to the gym movements too. So think of those exercises as like a dance step. So how much precision and thought you would put into a tendu is the same precision and thought I want you to put into a squat. So start with some lighter weights or even just your body weight and practice good form. Watch yourself in the mirror, and just like how you would in class, give yourself some feedback. You can also record yourself and be able to look back at that footage and see if maybe like your hips were back too far, or you're pushing your head forward, or you were arching your back, whatever that might look like. So it might feel slow at first, but learning that form really is an investment, because you're building that skill to be able to assess your body, find the right form, and then build and prevent injuries on top of that. So it makes lifting weights easier as you go down and explore this avenue. Okay, tip number 3 is to start using the machines as a starting point, because free weights can feel intimidating, especially if you're not used to them or you don't know the exact form of a movement. So grabbing a dumbbell or a barbell in front of a bunch of people can be nerve-wracking, and especially when you don't know what you're doing, then that can also be increased risk of injury. So I like to start with machines, get used to the machines guiding your movement so you don't have to worry so much about balance or stability. So you could do things like a leg press that builds lower body strength for jumps. You could do a cable row, which helps with posture and back strength, which you need for turns and arabesques, for instance. You could also do a seated hamstring curl, which helps strengthen the hamstrings to gain flexibility for strength and things like attitudes or higher back leg in your leaps. So think of the machines as like a training wheel. So they don't have to be forever, but they're amazing to help you get comfortable with resistance training and helping you maintain your form too. Okay, tip number 4, less is more. So another misconception is that you really need to be in the gym for 2+ hours to see results. You see those quote gym bros in there all the time, and it seems like they just live in the gym. So you don't have to live in the gym. In fact, dancers already train a lot with classes, rehearsals, performance, and adding those long, exhausting gym sessions on top of that can actually hurt your dancing, and we don't want that to happen. So aim for maybe like 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and focus on that quality over the quantity of the exercises or the frequency that you're going to the gym. So a workout might look like a warm-up, maybe like 4 to 5 exercises, a cool down stretch, and that's really it. It doesn't need to be any more than that. So this approach makes it sustainable so you won't burn out. You'll likely be able to stick to it more long-term rather than going in and not really having a structure to your workouts. You kind of just do different things every time. Tip number 5 is to have a plan. So one of the hardest parts about the gym is walking in and not knowing what to do. And I hope that this video is already a little more helpful for that. But I also think it's important to notice when you end up just kind of wandering around or like skipping your workout altogether, or maybe you just end up on the treadmill and because you're too nervous to go to the weight section. So having a plan takes away that stress. So even if you make your own plan, like write down a mini workout. I do it on my notes app in my phone. Like an example would be like 5-minute warm up, 4 strength exercises, and I write down all of those exercises I'm gonna do, how many sets I'm gonna do, how many reps I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna do like a 5-minute cool down. That's really your blueprint. So you'll have a plan, you'll walk in with purpose, and you won't waste time, and you'll leave knowing that you accomplished something. And special bonus tip number 5 that I'm going to share with you as well, or number 6, is to find your zone. So one that's quick but important is find a space in the gym where you feel comfortable. Maybe it's the mat area, maybe it is by the dumbbells, maybe it's in the like group fitness room or on a machine. Start there and start building your confidence, and then you can branch out as you go and be able to tackle different areas of the gym, because all parts of the gym are just as much for you as they are for anyone else. So let's recap. Start simple with a few full body moves. Learn form before worrying about the weight. Use machines as training wheels. Keep sessions short and focused. And then number 5, walk in with a plan. I promise you, it's really gonna help you and you'll be able to feel more confident in the gym in no time. And I know that you don't have to master going to the gym in one day or 1 week, but every dancer starts somewhere, and the more consistent you are with it and the more comfortable and confident you are, you'll end up seeing and feeling those results. I hope that these tips helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any more tips to share with fellow dancers. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button for more dance science tips. And I would love to have you join our BodyKinect community here on YouTube.